Are you still blocked by Gamecock football?
I am, yeah. There's a story behind it. It's not for the reason people think. Happened last. I guess we can talk about it now. I mean, I haven't talked about it on the show before, but basically, long story short, people don't like to acknowledge this, but from doing what I do, I know people. I've gotten to know people, and if you want to call them sources, you want to call them whatever, but this was last summer, last June, around the time that Jordan Birch was being heavily recruited, obviously. And, you know, his recruitment was like the biggest secret in all of college football. We heard nothing. Nobody knew anything. But – and this is kind of funny how this played out because it was on his Snapchat. But I was told, hey, Jordan Birch is on campus today. He is in the ops building, just to let you know. And I was actually – and I'm not going to say who it was, but I don't know if this guy is still with USC football or whatever, but he sent me a picture of Jordan Birch on the training table in the ops building. So and obviously I did not post the picture. I was like, I would never do that.
Sure.
But I basically put out a tweet saying, hey, you know, the number one prospect in the country is on campus with like the eye emoji. You know, everybody loves to tease it and everything. But I talked to some, you know, and I toured the ops building. And when I toured it, and I won't say who toured me, but it was a guy that I still know to this day. And he asked me, you know, am I touring you as media or am I touring you as a fan? And I was thinking to myself, well, I mean, I'm not credentialed by USC. I just want to see it. I'm a fan. Like, let me just see it. So, of course, I'm an idiot, and I make the mistake before I go in of taking a picture of the stadium, being like, oh, look where I'm at type thing. We get about 90% of the way through the tour, and George Wynn calls my guy that toured me, and basically he's like, hey, that guy's media. He has a website. And that's kind of the funny thing and the ironic thing is people love to shit on me that I'm not media. It's like, well, George Wynn apparently thinks so. Anyways, that's another conversation. So he's like, okay. He's like, apparently you're media. We have some recruits on campus today. Got to get you out of here, blah, blah, blah. Well, it's about 3-4 days later, and that's when I get blocked by Gamecock football. And I had a buddy of mine at the time that was on the creative media team. He basically told me, he's like, yeah, dude, like they did it because they felt like you were getting so much information. They wanted to stop that from happening. And they just felt like, I don't know what they felt like. I don't know why they thought that would make any difference, but they did. So that's kind of the story behind it, man. That's really how it happened. This was before the whole Muschamp thing. This was months before I said anything about Will Muschamp. So, yeah, that's honestly the first time I've actually told that story on air or just in general. So it's just another interesting tidbit in the saga that is the Spurs Up Show.